grandson said, tea is Zen. So a tamai is a specified series of steps to make and serve tea. And tamai are learned by continuous practice so that the body remembers, sort of like learning a dance. And there's no thought, that's the goal, not to think about it, just to do it, and that leads to the Zen state of no mind, or mind without mind, called the Mushin no Shin. And with any tamai, as with Zen, tamai are generally taught directly by a teacher. That is, you really don't go to Amazon and order a book and learn tea. It's a oral transmission from student to teacher to student to teacher. And you can thoroughly learn the steps of tamai, but you never master it. And not even tea masters have mastered it, because the study of Chado is a lifelong process. It's sort of like the gradual polishing of a diamond. You know, we all come out of the mud as a really black chunk of coal, and after polishing and diligent practice, we end up with a diamond. Anyway, that's the goal. So your sensei really only serves as a teacher or guide. What you get out of the practice of Cha-no-yu is directly proportional to what you put into it. So Chado is also seasonal. The Japanese have an acute sensitivity to all the aspects of the changing seasons. And in Chado, each season has its own themes, its own flowers, its own types of implements, and certain types of tamai procedures that are only performed during specific times of the year. And each year is divided between the row, sunken hearth here on the right, and in the spring and summer, we have a freestanding brazier called the furrow, which is what we have over here. And by observing the cycles of the seasonal calendar, we become closer to nature, and our appreciation of it is enhanced. So, tea is also the very distillation of Japanese culture. If you're interested in Japanese culture at all, there's no better vehicle to discovering it than Chado, because it encompasses almost every aspect of traditional culture, from pottery and lacquer to wood and metal works, textiles, a special flower arrangement called chabana, cha kaiseki, which is very Zen influenced and mostly vegetarian. You'll also come into contact with history, architecture, poetry. I mean, the list goes on. You never stop learning. So, you might be wondering, what does a 15th century Japanese pastime have to offer us ultra-modern denizens of the 21st century? With all due respect to Rikyū, well, tea can help you cultivate mindfulness. Now, the Buddha said that a person with uncontrolled craving jumps from here to there like a monkey searching for fruit in the forest. And our modern culture rarely gives us an opportunity to just slow down and be. And really, sometimes it even exacerbates shallow, fitful thinking and activity. What we didn't do yesterday, all the things we have to do today, and all those things we have to do tomorrow, all these disconnected thoughts keep our minds turning and jumping from here to there, just like that monkey. So, in Chado, by focusing the mind and the body, we learn to tame that monkey mind and perhaps, if we're lucky, achieve a little peace. Personally, I think Chado is a great antidote to our modern, crazy, busy, 24/7 way of life. There is a saying in Japan, ichigo ichie, which is one chance, one encounter, kind of like the Latin carpe diem. You're never going to encounter these same people in this same setting in quite the same way ever again. So ichigo ichie reminds us to fully look and listen with an open heart to each moment as it unfolds. No prejudgment, no expectations, just being there and being aware of it. And I believe Chado is the ultimate in real life experience. You know, for all of our disconnected, remote lives on the internet, in the tea room, all the distractions of that sort of life are stripped away. So we don't have any devices, there are no status signifiers, there's nothing to help you distract or deflect. And once all these props and crutches of normal life are stripped away, what do you find? It's just yourself. There's no escape. That's the crucible of Chado. You come face to face with your innermost self, your habits, your flaws, your way of interacting with people. They're all right there in front of you. And through the practice of Chado, one strives to become fully human, aware, and open to others. Now, these kanjis say, Do Gaku Jitsu, practice, study the way. And they were written by Honsai Daisosho, the 15th generation head of the Urasenke school in Kyoto. And Do Gaku Jitsu represents something like a virtuous feedback loop. That is, by diligent practice and study, we develop our understanding of the way, and that encourages further practice and study, and it just keeps going, a virtuous cycle. And finally, what does tea have to offer us? Well, it's incredibly good for the human body. A few years ago, excuse me, I attended a lecture by a Harvard medical school doctor who conducted a survey of all the studies of tea